Who is Fnatic's Joker? I actually didn't check that. I don't know why I would ask questions when I have such a ridiculous delay on. none of you will hear this in time. All right. Oh my goodness. We're in the lobby finally. We're going to start this match. Sorry for delay, guys. Alright guys, we're going to get this underway. Okay, spawning in the bottom left position as our red Zerg player for Fnatic, it is Zanster. And spawning in the top right position as our green Terran player from Karante Esports Club, it is LucifroN. So guys, this is our round of 8 match for our European qualifier for the Acer Team Story Cup. Our team league, of course, it is a best of 9, so first to 5 wins takes it all. All kill format. Yeah, so this should be a good match. Terran versus Zerg. LucifroN, one of the bigger players in the scene, of course, when it comes to foreign Terrans. So this should be a great show from our players. But there's been a lot of interesting play. We've seen Reaper play early on, be pretty effective versus Zergs. We've also seen a lot of mid-game harass with Medivacs and Widow Mines. So I'm really curious if LucifroN's going to lean towards that new style we've been seeing out of a lot of Terran players. And already beginning to take that gas. So already a bit of a deviation from what you would normally see in a Wings of Liberty game, especially from LucifroN, a very macro-strong player. At the same time, Zanster, hatch first. Zerg mid-game, early game hasn't really changed too much going into Heart of the Swarm, so this is not anything really different. There's an earlier possibility for burrow timings with roaches, but it's just not different enough to warrant LucifroN doing anything really crazy to compensate. So going to build that second supply depot now. He's got that gas rolling. We should see a Reaper fall up to this Marine. We could see a fast factory, which would be even more interesting. The Reaper, with its regenerative health properties, are really good at forcing out units like spine crawlers, Zerglings from Zergs, but nothing of that sort yet. Marine out onto the field. And it's going to be a fast factory from LucifroN, so this could be a quick reactor play on the barracks as well, which would be really interesting to see. SCV gets in, scouts, okay, you in for the hatch first. Very standard, gets in, sees, okay, everything looks absolutely normal. Nothing crazy at all. And there's the reactor on that barracks, so LucifroN choosing up to open with what could be a regular reactor Hellion build. It could be reactor Widowmine. The fast reactor kind of prevents there from being a fast starport once the factory completes, but LucifroN pretty much knows what's up now. He sees, okay, we are taking this gas as well, so you're not doing anything that I really need to worry about. And, well, 2 Zerglings are out, going to try to pick off this SCV, deny any more scouting from LucifroN. I think this guy might actually, he's got quite a distance to go, but Overlord comes in for Zanster, scouts the expansion from LucifroN. Might need to note, though, that it is a bit late. It's going to be a Hellion, starts production 2 Hellions, so LucifroN moving into just a regular reactor Hellion expand, which is pretty interesting. Versus aggressive openers from Zerg players, the reactor Hellion build is still very popular and pretty strong because you can easily switch into Widow Mines. You can easily switch into a starport, get out a quick Hellion drop. Lots of fun, amazing things that one can do. So LucifroN now, he's going to finish up his natural command center relatively soon. He's getting a pretty quick armory, so this looks very interesting. This armory timing from LucifroN is a bit uncanny. I think he's played Heart of the Swarm since the Hellbat change occurred, so he should know that he can't just switch to Hellbats once he has an armory. He's going to run in with these Hellions. He manages to take off a handful of drones, nothing really significant, just 2. He's traded 1 Hellion for 2 drones so far. If he can get another couple of drones, losing this Hellion should be worth it, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to, so bit of a misstep. And now we have Widow Mines headed towards towards Zanster's base, and LucifroN chooses, instead of just building them, he's actually just going to build the raw Hellbats. He's not going to use the transformation servos. He's going to go for a fast Hellbat drop, which is really interesting. Really interesting way to time this build out, of course, going for standard Hellion harassment, then immediately moving into the Hellbats. It's very, very interesting. Now we have 2 Widow Mines on the field. He's going to step them up. These Queens, not target firing them down. Oh my goodness, these Widow Mines. Are they just going to run to the main base? No. Okay, so he's going to get a couple of hits off. Managed to get a hit on the Overlords, but now the Hellbats are out. And Zanster knows about this now. Now he knows, okay, we've got Hellbats. So this is getting a little bit interesting. 2 more Hellbats are on the way. Of course, a medevac can only carry 2 Hellbats at a time. So LucifroN, he's kind of got to accept, well, I can't go for that, but maybe I could elevate all of them in at the same time. He's moving 2 across the field in this fashion, and these other 2 are rallied forward. Surprised that the medevac boost is going to be used to drag those forward, but now the Spore Crawler being used to spot the Widow Mines, and he's not doing too much damage. The Overlord not really worried about getting hit by Widow Mines. Now these Zerglings with a speed upgrade are complete. The Hellbat is here to fight, though. These 2 getting caught out of position. These Zerglings clean them up rather easily. And, well, LucifroN loads that medevac up with the 2 Hellbats. This is going to be his chance to try to force some damage in here, but so far Zanster has held everything without missing a beat. He's significantly ahead in that worker tab. 3rd Command Center is on the way for LucifroN. He's going to transition into mech. We have 2 more factories coming in and that +1 vehicle attack, but now LucifroN's going to run into the main base with this medevac with the 2 Hellbats. How many drones is he going to get? It looks like he's already getting a really good amount. Manages to stop that Spine Crawler from being built. He forces the cancel, and now he can kind of dance around. There's not too much anti-air available for Zanster. The Zerglings are going to try to get into a position to take these out, but now the medevac healing support is here, which should help these Hellbats clean this up. One of the Hellbats does go down, healing it up. The rest of it will be able to kill off a good chunk of these Zerglings, jumping the Hellbat into a good defensive position, utilizing that choke point where the Zerglings cannot get enough surface area to actually kill it. So really nice play, and he's keeping him from mining with these drones, which is probably the most significant part. The Hellbat is not able to be killed right now, so LucifroN's going to pull backwards a little bit. He can actually just drop the Hellbat possibly here, just heal it up, and then bring it in for another attack. But that transition almost complete. The 2 extra factories are complete. He's supply blocked a little bit, but the command center finishing up will be able to help him get things going again. Didn't really heal that Hellbat up too much, and this Queen actually is going to kill this medevac. LucifroN being a little bit brave here with his decision-making. He's decided to just try to snipe off as many drones as he can, and Hellbats are pretty strong in that regard. He's going to get into a little bit of a choke. Isn't able to kill too much more, though, so 2 more tech labs on the way. He's going to guess to begin his siege tank production. He's got that gas at his natural expansion. Lair is done, though, for Zanster, and another Hellbat drop actually hits the right side of the map, but he's going to kill off a good number of these Zerglings, but so many with low HP, and these Hellbats have low HP as well. But the cool thing, of course, is that the medevac can heal the Hellbats since they do count as biological units. But LucifroN, he's managed to pick off a good couple of drones, so not terrible. And that's the other cool thing is, of course, he can just sit here, heal these Hellbats, and get them ready to go. And there's another Hellbat drop going, so LucifroN's not really been deterred by the whole nerf to Hellbat drops. He's just kind of forcing it anyway and trying to do maximum amounts of damage. The Roach Warren is on the way for Zanster, but is it going to be in time is the real question. Hellbat drop heading in towards that 3rd base. Now he's also going to be heading in towards the natural at the same time as the Spore Crawler here to defend this. The 3rd base does get hit. These Hellbat's not able to get too much damage done. He can still hit the main if he wants. Drops into that 3rd natural expansion. Begins to target fire down these drones. They're all dying. Pretty painful deaths, but he manages to pull most of them away. Gets that one caught. This drop does hit the main base. He's going to try to get around this Spine Crawler and do a little bit more damage, but he will be stopped there. The Queen's trying to, of course, kill the medevac. And there's another Hellbat just kind of running solo by the eastern area of Zanster's base, but pretty interesting play. He's really trying to force the aggression with the drops, and it's kind of showing right now. He's killed 18 drones so far, so not terrible at all for LucifroN. How about Drop hitting that 3rd base once again, just trying to get as many drones as he possibly can. Manages to grab another couple. He just grabs 3 drones, another 4 more drones. So really great play from LucifroN. 25 drones killed so far this game. Absolutely ridiculous. Really, really good control. And now he's ahead in workers. He is going mech, so he's building up that nice army of tanks and Hellbats. Really, really meaty composition. Hellbats are just so tanky. And now another drop. LucifroN just doesn't stop. This is kind of interesting. It's crazy, but it's so difficult to deal with these multi-pronged drops, and you can't just use Zerglings to hold them. He basically saw that patch note, the one that said, okay, well, we don't want you to Hellbat drop all the time, and he said, you know what, I'm just going to do it even more. So this is a pretty interesting way for him to play. The forces for Zanster can't really do too much. There's a tank, we have the tanks here. The Hellbats are basically everywhere. Drops, takes the tower, and that's just being smart, just kind of dancing around, making the most of this. And these couple of Zerglings aren't going to really be able to do too much. Might get an SCV or two, but the Marines should be able to shut this down quite handily. And now another Hellbat drop is moving in to the base of Zanster. LucifroN dropping into that third, gets the Hellions behind the mineral line, manages to pick off a good chunk of these drones. Really, really great control here. The Queen's trying to focus on the medevac, but the Hellbats have already done their dirty work. He's now killed 34 drones so far this game. Really, really great control from LucifroN. Hydralisk speed, though, is coming in for Zanster. He's getting his hive together really, really early off these 3 bases with this drone count. He's going to get his 4th at the same time. So LucifroN, though, he's going to be maxed out so much faster. He's going to be in a really good position to go for a big push if he wants, and now is the time. Doesn't get that the burrow upgrade for the mines. He's going to bring them forward, place them a little bit more preemptively in that case. Not too much left behind to defend, but he's probably not too worried about that. He's got a lot of reinforcements on the way, additional tanks production, 2 more command centers coming in. He's moving in, scanning, says, okay, well, now I can also kill your creep tumors. And these roaches, Zanster kind of needs those at home. The Hydralisk force is powerful, but not too strong without anything to tank for it. Now the scans go down, killing the creep tumors. Not much in the way of anti-air, but there's no Spire on the field, so it's not even an issue. And LucifroN just going to slowly push forward and force Zanster to engage into the tank line. And with the medevacs here, for these Hellbats, actually really strong. Widowmine manages to grab a Stalker. And now the siege tanks firing on these roaches. They're going to get in here and try to do a little bit of damage, but not enough with the Hellbat support. And these Hellbats are going to move into that 3rd base. The Hydra's trying to move in from the north, but there's just too many tanks here. There's a Thor as well blasting away with its Punisher cannons. And yeah, that's a really, really well-timed push from LucifroN. He has just been in Zanster's face literally the entire game. Now dropping into the main with more Hellbats. He's killed so many drones this game, 48 so far. Really, really great play and control, using these Widow Mines to cover the flanks of the army, as well as just pushing forward and using the Hellbats to tank properly. So many drones dying, and LucifroN just seems like he just put himself in a really great position. Moving in towards that natural. The tanks are sieging. The Widow Mine's being brought up as well. The Thor's kind of just letting go on these. The upgrades actually also being stopped, which is important to note because these siege tanks have +3 attack. A really, really early +3 attack for a mech build. So you can kind of just see where he started these upgrades so early on, and these Hellbats just continuing to kill everything. LucifroN looks unstoppable in this game. Zanster sub 100 supply now is not going to be able to kill him. Widowmine killing even more workers. 66 drones have died in the making of this game. And he's just everywhere right now. GG from Zanster. LucifroN with a strong mech build and a lot of Hellbat aggression. Really, really, really keeping him in an awesome position to just roll over our Zerg player. So, good game from LucifroN. We'll get guys into the next game as soon as we can. Don't go anywhere.